What's up guys, with Silver Tempest recently coming out, Lost Box has looked as good as it's ever been, so in this video I went over a few games I played of the deck. Here's a list with new adjustments for Lugia, such as Choice Belts, you can two-shot Lugia VSTARs with Cramran, and Temple of Sinnoh to slow down Lugia. Rest is pretty standard, so if you like the content, drop a like, sub, and let me know what you think of this deck, and if you have any questions for me, comment below. But yeah, let's get into the games. Alright, first game here as Lost Box. We'll be starting with an interesting hand, Cram Start. So the cool thing about these capture energies that I've found is that you can use them to retreat Comfies or even just retreat Cram, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm looking at this hand like, this is pretty decent. We've got Pokegear. I don't know if we're going first or second, but if we're going first, I did play this game yesterday, so not the sharpest memory on this one. But yeah, so capture energy, gonna let us get comfy, and so our hand's pretty decent here. We already have a way to retreat and the comfy, so if you find another comfy that we can net it, and that'd be really good for us. We also have the Pokegear for following turn. I'm considering Pokegearing this turn, but I don't have enough reason to. You definitely want a comfy first. Definitely at the very least thin out this comfy. But yeah, you do want to use the comfy first so that you can dig towards chorus, which is really important here. And our thing is, with this hand we have so many switch cards, we have rope as well, that I'm free to use two extra comfies here because, yeah, I can get VIP pass, which is the main thing I'm looking for. That would be better this turn than it would be to get next turn. Then if this was next turn, I've had to get Manaphy. And I'm easily seeing we're playing against Zorua, so it's gonna be like a Zoroark box deck. So I definitely want to keep my Cramorants for the early game. We can start to go into Sableye in a few turns, but this matchup, if I can go ahead and stay ahead, I should be able to win it quite easily. So that's sort of what I'm thinking. Just yeah. The only thing to worry about is Slowbro, and that's going to be something that I continually play around throughout this game, is just trying to block my opponent from being able to Slowbro. And so I see instantly they're playing Chinchino Engine, which I'm instantly thinking like, okay, that's not a stronger engine. Like this deck is playing Temple, so I can possibly Temple to like stop it from attacking as well, since they're playing a weaker engine. And it could be an issue if they're playing a stronger engine as well, but that's sort of what I'm thinking about. And if I can just target down their Zoroarks and stop them from slow broing in the late game, then I'm definitely going to have a good advantage here. So yeah, we're going to start with Comfy here. Gonna take Cross Switch. I don't need Fog Crystal at this point. The only thing that Fog Crystal really gets me is that, is the Psychic Energy, which I don't need yet. It will be a while before I need that. I just thin out a Manaphy here with my Capture Energy and go for a Cram attack. I want to hold the rope in my hand. I don't really want to rope here. I want to start targeting down these Zoruas, because when he evolves this Zorua, he's to bench another Zorua, and then I can kill that Zorua with Sableye, or I can kill it with like rope or Cross Switcher. Another reason to take the Cross Switcher is, yeah, because I want to target down their Zoruas. So that's something that will be easier for me next turn if I do this. The only unfortunate thing that's happened this game is that I haven't been able to find Chorus, so I'm sort of behind in Lost Zone, but fortunately I took 2 crams in the early game. We can find Clara for more crams to sort of make that less of an issue, and I see they get out the Flapple here, so I'm not really concerned. Even if I don't find Cross Switcher, I can still just kill the active, and that'll be fine because it's a really easy knockout. They're not attacking with anything with too much health. There isn't really much in this deck with too much health that they can attack with. The Zoroark has 120, which you can't kill with Cram, but for the most part, everything else is pretty fine. So I get the Slowbro and the discard pile, which is... So I'm ahead by a prize here. If I take 1 prize for the rest of the game, I'm not going to win yet. I haven't won this game yet, basically. I still need to... you know, kill all their Zoroarks. They can't Slowbro. Maybe a Temple Roxanne play because they have the Chinchino engine. They're not drawing that much out of Roxanne, especially if I can pressure their Zoruas, and we're going to do that. Looks like we've got a bit of lag here, but that's okay. Switch Guard's going to come out. Hopefully it doesn't lag too much. We get Chorus here, which is good for us. Yeah, looks like we're all fixed now. Don't need another Comfy, just take the Sableye, and it's good that we hit the Chorus so that we can Sableye next turn. Here, I'm free, this deck only runs Serena, so I'm free to bench the Sableye and the Psychic, Switch Cart into the Cramorant, and just take a knockout here. I didn't find the Cross Switcher, unfortunately, so I couldn't target down one of those Zoroas. Should be better to take down than the Flapple, because the Flapple isn't really a threat. It kills me, but it doesn't really matter. The Zoroarks are really the threats. They can go into Slowbro, so I definitely need to target those down as much as possible here. So yeah, they go for Wormadam here, and that's going to be their attacker of choice, which is good. I mean, Wormadam's a good attacker here. They go for the Serena discard. You know, our opponent's doing pretty standard stuff. So yeah, if we can find like a Temple Roxanne play, I'm thinking in like the near future, then like we can sort of make it a bit more awkward for them to attack and find their Zoruas as well, which is really important. If we can just start to kill all their Zoroarks, they struggle to find Zoruas. That'll be good. Especially, yeah, if we start I mean, yeah, there isn't really much. But yeah, next time we're gonna start attacking with Sableye is our main plan here. So they're gonna go Zoroark. It looks like, yeah, they're attacking with Wormadam, and I'm not concerned about the Wormadam. I really just want to target down the Zoroarks just to stop Slowbro. I literally just have to hard focus this whole game. I'm gonna turn ahead on just locking them out of Slowbro. As I've said this so many times, it's all that really matters here. Because if you look at, yeah, the overall game, I'm a prize ahead. So if we keep going like this, I will win because they can only take one prize per turn. But the Slowbro does sort of counteract that by taking two. But I'm already setting up. I'm thinking about setting up my hand. What'll be best for next turn, because I'm gonna go for Temple Roxanne on the next turn. Yeah, Temple Roxanne and kill their energies is sort of my plan. So, and then it will be hard for them to find a knockout on the next turn with only drawing 5 cards. And then after that, we can kill their Zoroark on the bench. Again, do the same play that we're doing here after the Roxanne, and then yeah, go from there. So yeah, our opponent's gonna rescue Carrier, and they get 2 Zoruas down. So yeah, once I kill this Wormadam with Temple Roxanne, that means that they have to find an energy and a Zoroark to take a knockout on me, and then I can kill their Zorua on the bench. They also have to find another Zorua to keep their chain going, so they can Slowbro later. So I'm really just trying to make it as tough for them as possible. This is a really good matchup, but sort of just like even thinking about, so we've got one dimension of this game where we have to stay ahead and we have to attack every turn, just to make sure that we stay ahead, ahead in prize race, which will make sure that we win. But we also, I'm trying to think about, sorry, how can I stop their counterplay to my counterplay of sort of knocking them out. I consider promoting Sableye here because I am just trying to go for Temple Rock. The Temple stayed in place, so I'm just trying to go for Roxanne this turn. But I'm like, okay, I can get a flower selecting before. Unfortunately, I top deck the Air Balloon, so I don't have to worry about this. I'm thinking of just dumping the Fire Energy, but I decided it's better to keep it in the deck. I should have played the Choice Belt down. That's definitely a mistake there. Thinning out the deck, very important. I probably should have played the Fire Energy down as well. He realizes he's not going to be able to win after that. So, yeah, that'll be it for the first game. Yeah, just sort of game planning, making it as difficult for your opponent as possible in a matchup where you are favorable, and when you're in the winning position, just, yeah, making it as difficult for them to come back as possible, and playing to your outs in that way is really important. So yeah, on to the next game. Alright, second game here, we're going to be playing a game against Lugia. We've got open Radiant Zard, but we do have a, pretty decent hand. It's no, VIP pass, no Colress in the opening hand, but we've got Fogcrest, we've got Rope, we've got ways to switch into our Comfy here. And, well, we don't know what the heavy ball is going to be. We have this Basin as well, which is going to be a pretty useless card for us. Belt is going to help us with Cramorant, because one of the ways in this matchup, one of the best things you can do in this matchup, in the early game especially, is use Cramorant to 2-hit KO Lugia's using 2 Choice Belts. The reason there's a high count of Choice Belt in this deck is so you can 2-shot these Lugias. So I quickly check my prizes to make sure there's a Cramorant in there. There is. So we're going to be going into the Cramorant here. I instantly play the Rope, and the Rope is really good for this turn. You don't want to use the Capture Energy on the Radiant Zard, because you want to use the Capture Energy as efficiently as possible. The main way to use it is a way to retreat, and so it's a search card that also lets you retreat, so that's why it's so good in this deck, or why it's quite good. Yeah, so yeah, we have to use the Capture Energy here on the Comfy to get another Comfy out, and it'll let us retreat, which is very good for us. So yeah, we'll be going for that. We have Net. So the thing I'm thinking here is I really want to attack with Cramorant this turn, and if I can literally just get Chorus, I'll basically have the attack if I can find, any really relevant cards. So I'm not able to find it here, so we're not going to be able to attack with Cramorant here, unfortunately. I'm considering Roxanne or Clara. In the end, I decided that I don't need Roxanne enough, and that I'd rather have Clara. If I can just find a Chorus here soon, I won't need the Roxanne, and by the time I'm probably playing Roxanne, it will be too late if I can't, build up a big hand anyways. So, and also if I get Marnied, hand goes to the bottom, I'd probably rather have Clara in my deck for the very, very end of the game, like the last turn, which is when I probably find the Clara, this card that's going to the bottom. So, yep. Our opponent's going to be going Luminion. We'll see what they go for. Probably not Marnie. They saw we had kind of a weak hand. I would definitely appreciate a Marnie. I probably should have benched the Cramorant to play around it. Because usually with this deck, they either have to play Marnie or they don't. So I should have just benched the Cramorant to play around it. I didn't have enough of a reason. Probably should have put Choice Belt. That's a bit more considerable, but definitely should have benched the Cramorant by the looks of things. And he's just going to be able to set up here, get his Lugias. It looks like he evolves the bench, which is interesting. He probably has evolution for the active as well. Against double Archeops is definitely going to be an interesting game because we both... Well, my setup isn't as good yet, but if I can just find a Chorus, I'll have a good setup, and my opponent will have a very good setup as well. So we'll definitely have a pretty interesting game here against Lugia, and this was a very interesting game. So, yeah. Comfy active, we're going to be able to use our second Comfy here, and we're going to absolutely need to, yeah, get Chorus, as I've been saying. We already have enough in the lost zone, so if we just find a switch, then we're going to have enough. We have 3 in the lost zone, so if we find only a switch, then we'll have 4 in the lost zone with our last Comfy, and then we can attack with Chroma without finding Chorus here. But at that point, it's going to be really rough for us, because then we have to find a Cramorant again next turn and a way to retreat, which is one Comfy, which is unlikely. So we're probably going to need to find Chorus at some point here to start to build our hand up to give ourselves more options. So yeah, they're going to knock us out. And so all I'm thinking here is, okay, this first Lugia, I'm going to 2-shot with Cramorant, and then in the late game, I'm going to use my Charizard and my Sableye to take the last couple prizes, if possible. That'll be what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, I'm not considering anything. I'm sort of just thinking about how I'm going to play this out. We get Chorus to hand, so we can play that for sure. A very good draw here. Chorus first before Comfy, massive Twitter debate on this ages ago. If you don't know, you always play Chorus first. Basically every situation. Well, in literally every situation. Here, I don't take the Fog Crystal because I don't think I need the Psychic yet, and I'm more focused on taking cards that switch. Here, Fire Energy or Cross Switcher. I already have a Cross Switcher in hand, so taking the Cross Switcher is quite good, but also the Fire Energy lets me get it on the Zard. And I've started to realize with this deck, if you don't take the first Fire Energy, then it's really hard to get. I also have Basin in hand, so thinking about that, it makes it more likely I can use the Basin, for example, when my Zard gets bossed. So yeah, setting up the Zard and putting the energy on it definitely has a lot of value here. And I'm already thinking like, okay, if I have to use this Clarity to get my Cramorant, I will. If I don't, I'd rather not. I'd rather use Chorus this next turn, and find Cramorant through that, find my second Cramorant that way. But if I have to Clara, I'll Clara, and I'll get a knockout in this Lugia. Assuming he doesn't retreat here, which I wouldn't think he would. It's kind of high expense on energy, and especially in this matchup where like they kind of want to attack with Luminion, they want to attack with Archeops. Luminion doesn't cost energy because it shuffles energy back, but it's still like, apparently he wants to attack with Oranguru as well, as we see here. So the Oranguru only doing 90 damage though, so it's not knocking out my Cramorant yet, unless he commits his last powerful to it, which he kind of needs those powerful for Archeops. Another thing worth considering here is that because he already has 3 powerful in play, his Archeops can no longer kill my Radiant Zard, so that's something to think about for later. Yeah, if I can shove my Radiant Zard in the active in a game state where both these Lugias are knocked out, he's not going to be able to kill it. The only ways he can are Luminion and Lugia, really, in his whole deck. Radiant Zard as well. Is under that umbrella. So yeah, we go into to a Comfy here. I'm really just, yeah, I'm trying to dig for the Cramorant here. I go for Pokegear. I really want to find Chorus here. Use a Pokegear before retreating into Comfy, because retreating into Comfy is quite a commitment, and you're better off just going for this. And if you find Cramorant that's good, I find the Capture Energy, which is perfect. Decide to Lost Zone the Psychic Energy. I don't have any Psychic Energy in the Lost Zone yet, so I still have 2 Psychic Energy remaining in my deck to find, and Sableye isn't really going to be as important here. I'm using this Cramorant. I might use Sableye once on the next turn to knock out his Oranguru, and then I can use Zard on an Archeops and on a Lugia to win the game, or if I'm fortunate enough to get on Luminia, I can use that as well. We get the Temple here. The Temple in this situation, not really as good. It's very, very situational, so maybe if I can stop a Luminion attack, the Temple is good. And that's sort of what I'm considering, like, stopping a Luminion attack will be my main use for this Temple here. It looks like he's going to be attacking with Lugia into my Cramorant, which is good for me because then my Radiant Zard comes online, and then I can start to use Radiant Charizard to, well yeah, I can just use Radiant Charizard in the next turn to, at the very least, punch this, or even better, I can just knock this out if I find Choice Belt, which kind of unlikely. Unfortunately, I can't use Raihan here because I don't have an energy. But if I can find energy off Comfy, I already have it. Can find the third choice spell, assuming it's not prized, which I don't think it was. And he ends up going for a retreat here into the Oranguru to only do 90 damage, which I found very interesting, which definitely slows him down. But it also kind of, it kind of makes it very awkward for us because we don't actually have a good play this turn. The one thing that I should have done here was play the Temple to stop his Luminion from attacking on the next turn. Or yeah, even just stopping his Lugia from attacking, forcing him to attack with Oranguru is like, it's fine for us. If his Oranguru attacks, it's very, very fine because then I can, use Sableye potentially, or pretty easily, really, and do stuff like that. But in the end, I just end up, going for the Cramorant attack. I should have played the Temple there. Kind of annoyed at that one because yeah. He just gets a free Luminion attack here into like Archeops, which is not great for me. I can still Sableye down this Oranguru, but then the Luminion's off the board, and I couldn't like cross-switcher it. He gets the Sharon's into the Luminion as well, so potentially a good play from his end. He ended up doing 90 with his Oranguru, and then he's able to knock out my Cramorant with this while really stopping me. Not stopping me, but based on my hand, I couldn't really do anything because I didn't really want to play Rope last turn because he ropes into Archeops and then I can't really do anything with that. Oh no, he ropes into Luminion. That was the reason. Because then he ropes into Luminion and then he kills me with Luminion and then it's bad. So maybe a Rope, and also I don't have a switch card in hand, so like I can't reliably switch even out of a Comfy here if I go into it. Like I have to Flower Selecting and pray I hit it, which means I'm like I have very few choices off the Flower Selecting as well. Here I just promote Comfy, so I'm really, the best draw here really is just an energy. I end up getting this Clara, which is really unfortunate because it means that I have to rope. And so the thing is here, he can rope. If he goes into Lugia, I can't win the game anymore. It's basically just over. But he doesn't know I don't have Belt, and if I do have Belt, then I knock out his Lugia. I hover the Lugia. Then I knock out his Lugia, and it's really, really bad for him. So yeah, next time we'll have Raihan, which is a bit better for us. But the issue we have here is that if he takes a knockout for every turn for the rest of the game, which he will, then we have to, like, we're kind of tight on resources, and we have to, we're gonna have to Sableye, kill his Oranguru, and then kill his Lugia on the next turn, which is fine, but we're gonna need a Rope or a Cross Switcher to do that if he starts attacking with Archeops every turn. So we're gonna try and force him to not do that, ideally. Not attack with Archeops every turn. He can also attack with Luminion again, killing my Radiant Zard, which I presume will be what he does here. Use Luminion to kill my Radiant Zard and then go back into Archeops, just to make it difficult for me in general, because I have to knock out a Lugia VSTAR here, which requires Belt, which is like hard, and then I have to Sableye. So yeah, so my game plan here is attack with Sableye, kill Oranguru, kill Lugia. But he's going to do everything he can as the Lugia player to make that as hard for me as possible, which is just going to be shoving Archeops every turn, which I can't kill. Or I can kill, but if I kill it, I'll probably lose. So I can kill it with Zard, but then I have to Zard the next turn, he's going to Marnie me. He's going to Marnie me here, actually. So, yeah. Bit of an awkward situation for me. But I'll try my best to come back into this one. I draw a bad hand here. Not a great hand. I guess it's not awful. He's gonna go into Archeops here. He shouldn't go into, or Oranguru. No, he definitely should go into Oranguru. Yeah. He doesn't want his Archeops to die, because if his Archeops dies, he can't attack anymore. So yeah, that should have been something I consider as well, actually. Yeah, I didn't consider that enough. If I kill the Archeops here, he actually can't attack anymore. Yeah, so on the next turn, I think I actually make a big mistake. I'll actually see what he does. But I might have made a... No, I didn't. No, it was fine. I was thinking about what happens in this game again. I'm starting to remember it. Yeah, because if I can kill the Archeops this turn, I simply win. I have game on the spot. If I can Radiant Zard down, get cross switches, and kill the Archeops, I win. But I have no way to do that. And if I just leave this, then he's just gonna, just retreat and then attack with Lugia, or just set up a Lugia. He doesn't even have to, do that. He can just set up a Lugia. So, if I just pass, I was considering if I just pass active or Sableye damages Lugias, what would happen? I guess it would have to be always damage on Archeops, and then he would just attach to his I guess he would have to retreat. Nah, he would just attach to his Lugias, and then I'm still forced to do something again the next turn. So that would be, yeah, that wouldn't be great either. Okay, yeah. So here he goes to the Archeops, and here all I have to do, he's put the Path in play, which makes it really awkward for me. I was not expecting Path here, but all I need is Rope or double cross switch. I end up realizing that I have all 4 escape rope gone, so with me lost zoning this cross switcher here, I actually have nowhere to win. I thought I had an escape rope left, but I don't. So that is a massive mistake here on my end, and definitely lost this game due to me making too many mistakes. So yeah, I think I had that comfy left. Who knows? Well, I might have used it. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, anyways. Yeah, I'd sort of just have to dig here. I'm digging for an escape rope that doesn't exist. I don't have enough cross switches left to win. I have 1 cross switch left in my deck. Yeah, but I end up seeing I've got 2 ropes down here, so I have nothing I can do. I just keep going here. I don't have enough cross switches, not enough ropes. I'm going for... So my play here, what I'm thinking is I can just temple and shove Zard active, or even not shove Zard active. I don't even need to shove... It doesn't help me to shove Zard active if he is a way to bum the stadium, or an energy card. Either of those wins him the game, because he can attack with Lugia. So here I just go for temple. He needs to not have an energy left in his deck, and we know that that is very unlikely as a lost vacuum for the stadium anyways. So that'll be able to knock out the Comfy. Definitely poorly played in that game, and I think there's a lot to learn about Lost Box. One of the harder decks to play. A lot of things to consider there. I could have played better. But that'll be it for the video, guys. A lot to learn from those games. As you saw, if you like the content, drop a sub, drop a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you saw any mistakes that I didn't, let me know. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.